Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston. And when we come back, we're going to take a look at a brand new action figure from a galaxy far, far away, whose force is so strong, he might just awaken your Star Wars collection.
Respect the monkey!
Hey all, and keeping with the promise of the awesomeness, here it is! From the Star Wars saga, Star Wars The Force Awakens toy line, we have the talking Kylo Ren. This figure looks so badass, I cannot tell you. I love this figure. This is my first Star Wars figure from the new line of The Force Awakens. And let's take a look at this box. As we spin around, I'll tell you a little about it. As some of you may know, Kylo Ren, I can't get his name right, Kylo Ren is one of the unknown quantities of the new Star Wars saga. We don't know what he's going to be. He looks like a villain. He acts like a villain so far in the trailers. But since the movie is not out yet, as the time of the taping, the movie will be out in December, and it is right now September, so we got a while to wait before that happens. But this guy looks so good and so wonderful. He's an unknown quantity in the Star Wars saga. We don't know if he's good or bad, but we do know that he's in there. We don't know if he's going to come throughout like Darth Vader, like a thread all throughout the rest of the sagas, or if he gets killed or goes away in this one episode of The Force Awakens. But that makes him an unknown quantity, and we're all interested in him, and he looks so great and mysterious. And he's a figure I've been looking forward to owning in some form or fashion. So I saw this figure at the Disney store. They had a big thing across the nation in the United States called Force Fridays, which happened a few weeks ago, which all the major chain stores, Target, Walmart, Toys R Us, Kmart, you name it. If you were a chain store and you sold toys and action figures, you were part of this. Even the Disney store, they all made a concerted effort to hold off selling any Star Wars toys, new Star Wars toys based on the new movie, The Force Awakens, until this Friday period. They called it Force Friday. And it came out and they sold out. Nearly every store sold out all their Star Wars toys. I found this one at a Disney store. This was doing their second shipment of it in the same day. So let's take a look at this box. On it we see talking Kylo Ren. We see a little sound thing we can press and sample that. We'll see the sounds later. Nice view of Kylo Ren right in there with his wonderful newly designed sword. I love that sword design. It says real movie phrases. His name right down here. A nice picture of him. Art print from the movie. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Talking Kylo Ren. Disney Store logo. Ages 3+. So your kiddies, you that have kids, this will be good for the kiddies to have too if you want to get them into Star Wars or if they like Star Wars. 3 years old. I'm a little bit too young for this, but I'll take it anyway. On the side it has another nice art pic of Kylo Ren right there. On the back we have a nice picture of the actual figure with his lightsaber in hand already lit. And it looks very nice because his lightsaber lights up and he says words. That's really cool. Very nice. Shows you the battery, the indicia of who made it. Now this is not a Hasbro toy. Traditionally Hasbro has the license on Star Wars, and so most of your action figures that you buy for any Star Wars of the past and any Star Wars in the immediate future, most of your action figures are going to come from Hasbro. But because Disney now owns Star Wars, they want to get in on it too. And even though they make a piece of the profit from Hasbro toys, Disney stores have their own line of Star Wars collectibles as well. And this is a Disney store collectible, always known by the Disney logo. So you usually will not see these mixed in with the Hasbro toys at a Toys R Us. They'll be on their own shelf. Very nice. Look at that. I love that red, that deep red, that burnt red, almost like a lava. And on top it just says Star Wars. Very nice presentation of this guy. Let's pop this box open and see what we got going on with him. Looking at the articulation on this guy, let me tell you something. You know, usually when you get these big plastic sound guys, especially from Hasbro and things like that, they don't move a lot. They look great, but they don't have a lot of articulation. Disney seems like they went a little bit of an extra mile for this for this guy because of the Force Awakens stuff. They want to be so good on their toys that they gave this guy some great articulation for a plastic figure that has just the sound and lighting features. Let's start with the head. First off, his head does give you a little rotation. Look at that. You can rotate the head. The neck goes rotated like that, which is very good. And check this out. His head gets a nice lift. You can lift that head up very much. Comes back. The head doesn't go down at all, but it gives you a nice lift high and a nice regular straight, and then you get the rotation of that. His shoulders, which you hardly ever find on one of these big plastic figures, go up sideways. You get a sideways lift on both sides, except for this hand, because it has the electronic feature of his sword, which I just pressed. It just goes straight out like that, up and out. It doesn't bend up at the deltoid shoulder like this one does. It bends more straight out because they have the electronic feature running through the wires and all that. I'm sure is why that does not do it, but it still looks great. Look at that. You get a nice waist swivel all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and it locks all the way to its right, all the way to the left, so you can't get a full 360 waist swivel. It will lock as soon as you turn it that far to the left and that far to the right. But check it out. I love this stuff. These are rubber elements. His shawl and his skirt, for lack of a better word, are rubber elements, but they're nice flimsy rubber, so they're very malleable. You don't have to worry about messing them up. But the leg movements on this guy are very nice. You can get his legs, his thighs out to that way on both sides. Look at that. Get a nice raise for a kick before it starts to wind sideways. But you get up about that much for a kick. You get a knee bend, which is nice. You even get some foot articulation. The foot can go down a little bit like this and up a little bit like that. Let's do that again. His foot can go down a little like that, up a little like that. Very nice. On his arms, I forgot, you get full rotation of his wrist on his left side, and on the right, you get on the left you get a nice bend. Doesn't go back far. It locks as it gets straight. Goes up to about this far and hits his bicep and it stops. But this is a great articulation for a large plastic figure. Very nice. On his right side, once again, because of the light up feature, you don't get any bend on his arm right here. You do get a rotation of his forearm. So right in here on his forearm there's a rotation that happens, and once again that's very slight. I'm sure because they don't want kids or even adults moving it so much that it breaks the link of the feature that runs the electronics, so they limit you in your turns. But it looks so cool that, you know, who cares? That's very great. So you can really get some nice poses in this guy. This is really great. Now right here you see the two slits where the vocal sounds come out and the light sounds emanate out. And there's a little button here that's very nicely muted, so you can't see it that well in his costume, that accesses his phrases. Now he says about maybe, let's say, I think about 9 phrases. I didn't count them all, but it's 7 to 9 phrases. All movie accurate, so everything he says out of him is said at some point during the movie. Let's see what he sounds like.
I feel it too.
I feel it too, is what he said.
You know what I come for. Together, we will destroy the Resistance and the last Jedi.
Look at that.
Don't fight it. You know you can't. I'm immune to the light. No one will send it away. No one. You know what I come for. That weapon is mine. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Is it true? You're just a scavenger. Don't be afraid. I feel it too.
I think that's the last one of his phrases. And with the light arm, there's a little feature right on his bicep, which is also, they did a nice job of hiding those enough that the average person won't even notice it a lot. It doesn't get in the way of the aesthetics and the beauty of the figure's line, but yet you can see where it is. You don't have to be feeling all over to see where the button is to press. Right here's a button on his bicep, and you press it, and his sword, if my great cameraman can get that sword, look at it, lights up. And gives you a nice little vzz sound at the end of like a sword, like the lightsaber that we all know and love. Let's do that again. takes a minute to light all the way up, and then it goes. And I'm going to do that one more time, and I'm going to put it right next to my black shirt so you guys can see it. That is just too badass. I love it. So between that and the light sounds and the articulation, this guy is ready for action. I love this guy. Now, even though we haven't seen the movie yet, because it's still coming out in December, we do get to see that this looks like a pretty film-accurate depiction of what Kylo Ren is going to look like. I don't know if there's any missing colors or details or washes that he has in his actual costume until the movie comes out. But for right now, this looks fantastic. Look at the detail and the wrinkle elements that Disney put in their designs here. It almost looks like it's a real cloth outfit on top of here. As his cowl and his cape, his shawl drapes around him. Really nice mixture of plastic and this rubber. This is rubber. It's a soft rubber, but it looks so great. It drapes around. Look at that, all the indentations. And here we see nice stitching elements over here. Look at that. Very good hues. Look at the top of the cowl. It stitches down into the back. That's really nice work for Disney. Disney went the extra mile on this guy. Look at that. The frayed, the remnants on the end of his shawl. They look all look like cloth elements. Even the folds. Very nice. Now down here on his back part of his skirt, for lack of a better word, look at that, how great that looks. That looks like fabric too. And this too is soft bendable rubber. But it's not hard plastic, and it's not that hard rubber that you can't do anything with. It's got a nice malleableness to it, this rubber. It is so cool that it drapes well. It actually drapes. And even at the end it has little curves on it like it drapes down. I love that. And on the front, once again, malleable, opens, gives his leg, because the rubber is so light and malleable, gives his leg lots of room to breathe and to move. You got good articulation to match with this. His belt buckle, nice detail in that. Even his shirt elements have nice folds and wrinkles, nice and subtle. And the bands around his arm look very screen accurate and articulate. I love that. His mask even has, I'm reading and learning that this mask helmet, if you saw the trailer for The Force Awakens, or the movie by the time you see this video, there's a picture of Darth Vader's crushed helmet. That's not a spoiler, it's in the trailers, of his crushed helmet. And I'm hearing that this is that helmet that he puts on and he wears, almost like an homage or salute to Darth Vader. He wears Darth Vader's old crushed, destroyed helmet on the top. And we see parts of that element right here. You can see the dents and bruises of the crushed helmet right in that. And Disney put that in there. I love that. As we get to his saber, his lightsaber, all the details are here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. They have all the details in that lightsaber. This lightsaber, by the way, does not come out of his hand. It does not swivel. Only his wrist swivels with the hand. But because of the wiring and the electronic elements, that does not come out. But it looks so nicely done. They did such a great job with the detail of this sword. Look at that. All the way out to that. Now this isn't sharp like it's flamey sharp in the actual movie because of kids, ages 3 on up. They want it kind of blunty, so they made it a little blunty, but you get the right gist of it. And you guys who like to modify your figures can take it and make it sharpen if you want. But it looks really nice. Even on the inside, if you take a look on the inside of that sword, very nice. Even the hand grip is very good. Very good. And then we take a look at the boots and the pants. Nice detailing on his boots. A little simple. It's not a Hot Toys. It's not an interbase figure. So it's not going to have the intricacies of color and washes that we might be looking on a figure of this size. By the way, this figure comes in at about a little over 13 inches tall. It's a 13-inch figure. So it won't be in scale with 12-inch figures. But it will be in scale with figures and stuff. If you put him in the background of a 12-inch figure, he'd fit in. Very nice overall. Very nice. Again, we see the boots. You see the buckles on the boots. And again, once again, any of you guys with some artistic talents that like to modify your figures, you can do some airbrushing on this and just lightly do some dry brushing as well, and just really bring those colors out to pop if you want. I don't even know if it's like that in the movies, because the movie's not out yet. So it might not be any other colors but jet black during the course of the movie. But just a great job of detail Disney put on this figure, and it shows you a little bit of the difference between Disney and Hasbro. Hasbro really mass produces, Disney mass produces too, but Disney, because it's really their property, they went a little bit of the extra mile on their Disney Store exclusives, and it made these guys really look sharp. He looks great. Well guys, I hope you liked our look today at our 13-inch talking, sound and light activated Kylo Ren figure from Star Wars The Force Awakens. This guy is just truly badass. I got to share with you guys, when I originally on Force Friday came a few weeks ago, I went the day after on Saturdays, and I said, oh, I'll scavenge around and see what all the hubbub was about. I thought maybe I wanted a Kylo Ren figure, so I did have that in my mind, but I didn't know what scale and what size I was going to get. I thought maybe the small Star Wars from Hasbro, or maybe the Star Wars Black Series from Hasbro. But when I got to the Disney Store and I found this guy, 13 inches, and he looked so nice, I said, well, let me get him. But let me tell you, when I took him out the box and I saw his articulation and the detail they put all around this figure, he is great. Now, is he like a Hot Toys figure? No, not even close. But listen, for the price point, this guy is great. Take a look at this wonderful pose I got him in right now. Because of the articulation that Disney gave this guy, if you put this guy in your pantheon of Star Wars with a pose similar to this or whatever you guys have in mind, you can actually get him in a deep action pose. Look at that. And then what tops it off, you get this little sound activation thing. If I can put it, you get the sound activation of the sword and the voice.
Don't fight it. You know you can't.
That's fantastic. And all the detail they put in this guy is just really nice. The strong articulated hands, the sword's pose, the length of the sword, the detail on the hilt of the sword. Very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Now, he's going to run you about $29. That's not tax and everything out the door. But he can only, so far that I know of, he can only be found at the Disney Store. So you won't find him at Toys R Us or at Target or any other place like that, as far as I know of. I think he's a Disney Store exclusive because he's not made by Hasbro. But if this is indicative of what's coming out when the Force Awakens toys get resent, because they've sold out on most of them, but if this is indicative of the quality of what they're doing, they're going to do very well with their Star Wars merchandise come Christmas time, when they have the big push for the Star Wars merchandise. This guy looks fantastic. Should you get him? I'll tell you. If you are going to collect the Hot Toys Star Wars stuff, which runs you in a $200 range or more, then yeah, they're going to do that, because you know Hot Toys are going to obviously knock it out the park with their detail and stuff. And so I would say, well, hold off, all you guys that are going to do that, and just get the Hot Toys stuff, and always defer to the Hot Toys, because they're like the premium. But anybody else that doesn't feel like they want to buy a Hot Toys over $200 figure, or you like Star Wars a lot, but you don't love it, you're not a Star Wars maniac, and you just want to get something to kind of accent your toy or action figure collection from the Star Wars Force Awakens movie, run down and grab this guy. Because once again, with the articulation and the detail they put in this guy, you can't beat it with a stick. For $29, $30-something with tax and everything out the door, you can't beat it. It's going to be a great thing, and it's a great height at 13, just a little over 13 inches. He's wonderful. So I would say definitely get him. He's a great buy, great detail, and little caveat, we don't know what this guy is going to be in the saga of Star Wars. Will he just be in The Force Awakens, or will he run like a thread through the rest of the episodes of Star Wars, almost like Darth Vader did for a while? Because he looked so badass, I don't think they made him look so great to just last one episode, Darth Maul. But maybe he will last a few episodes. So yeah, guys, get him. I love them. Write down below and do me a favor, let me know. Do you plan on getting any Star Wars The Force Awakens figures? Did you get any? Did you go to Force Fridays? What do you think of the Disney Store version of this Kylo Ren? Is he good or not? Write down, let me know, give you a comment, I always get back to you. Like me if you like the show. We love you guys. We're going toward 2,000 subscribers and we're well on our way. Subscribe. I love you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Check us out on Pinterest and on Facebook because we have different photos and things happening there that you don't see on the show. And remember, collecting toys and action figures. Even a 13-inch Disney Store exclusive Kylo Ren from Star Wars The Force Awakens action figure can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.